All right, Stefan, so we're about to put together a hoop house. So can you tell us a little bit about the advantages of using a hoop house?
Okay, a hoop house is a structure that's used to actually extend your growing season.
Okay.
So that way you can have more time growing, actually start earlier in the spring and actually extend your growing season during the fall and winter months.
Okay. So it's got to be popular because I see it around town all of the time. Are you putting in a lot of hoop houses in some of the areas around Shelby County?
Absolutely. I typically install about 6 a year
Okay.
For Shelby County and some of the surrounding counties that touch Shelby County.
Okay. Well, while you mention that, I mentioned in the opening that you are a master gardener right here in Shelby County, but you also work for the Shelby County school system as a farm manager. So you actually have experience in actually putting together hoop houses, right?
Absolutely. I've done this for the past 3 years. I'm
Okay.
Shelby County Schools farm manager educator, and I operate the farm to school program that we have over about 60 school gardens in the Shelby County area.
60.
Yes,
Y'all
over
doing
60.
some good work. All right, so you want to start, with the demonstration and how to
Absolutely.
put it together?
Okay. Let's grab our parts.
Okay.
Okay. First, we're going to start off with our PVC straps.
Okay.
That's actually going to hold the PVC into the raised bed. Let's start down on this end.
Okay.
And you want to actually install this on the inside of the raised bed. It's going to hold the PVC in place, and it's going to be temporary,
Okay.
so you can take it in and out.
There it goes. You see it under there? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now, how did you first know how to do this? Did somebody have to demonstrate it for you as well?
It's one of
Trial and
those
error.
things, trial and error, and actually just trying to keep growing during your season. Just seeing what actually works and doesn't work
Okay.
in the area. And you actually want to use your exterior screws so that way they won't rust if you actually want to take them back out of your raised bed.
Okay.
We're going to put them on both sides, and we're going to do 6 going all the way down for each of the hoops,
Okay.
which will be 3 hoops.
So now we have the pipe straps in. What do we do next?
Okay, next step, we're actually going to go get our PVC pipe.
Okay.
You're going to have 3 PVC pipes. It's going to go 1 hoop here, 1 hoop here, and 1 hoop here connected. And
Connected.
these are actually going to be half the length of the hoop house,
Okay.
of the raised bed. So you're going to slide this in,
There it goes.
this in, and then you're going to bend it over.
Aha.
And slide the other end at this length.
How about that?
Okay?
That
And you're
works.
going to do that for this one as well as this one. All right.
Okay.
And our next step is going to actually install the purling. It's going to be a PVC pipe that's going to go from this end to this end, but we're going to overlap by 1 inch on
Okay.
each side.
Do
Okay.
you need me to hold it up there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, and what we're going to use to attach this, we're going to use U-bolts.
Okay.
And we have 3 U-bolts that we're going to slide in place to lock it in place.
All right. And you can find these supplies just about anywhere, right?
Absolutely,
For the
any
homeowner.
hardware store, automotive stores will have these supplies that you actually need. All right, and we're just going to hand tighten these to secure this in place for all 3 of the joints.
Do you consider this to be pretty inexpensive?
It's very inexpensive. Most of the time it's cheaper than actually going out and buying a kit.
Now, is there a difference between saying high tunnel and hoop house?
No, a lot of times they're interchangeable.
Okay, 'cause I've heard
Hoop
both
house
terms.
and high tunnel are basically the exact same
Okay.
thing. There are different types of hoop houses and high tunnels. There are the temporary hoop houses and high tunnels that you can make out of PVC pipe like these. You can make them any size, but most of the ones you see around the city are actually the permanent styles.
Okay.
They're made out of metal and they're actually the round style or the Quonset style, and they're made to last.
Okay. I've seen the Quonset style a few times around Shelby County. Okay. So our next step would be?
Our next step will to be PVC end caps.
End
So
caps.
that'll actually prevent the plastic from getting torn once it's placed over.
Okay.
If you'll do the honors of sliding this on.
Yeah, I think I can handle that.
All right. And it doesn't have to be tight. It
Okay.
just has to be
Be on.
on there.
Okay.
All right. And then our next step would be to lay out the plastic that goes over, because this is actually one secure hoop house.
Huh. Now, what type of plastic? What's the?
Okay. What you
Mesh.
want to use is a 6 mil polyethylene plastic that's going to be clear, that'll actually go over top of the frame.
Okay.
All right. And we'll
Need
just
me to-
roll this out.
You want me to roll it out or? Okay.
And you want it to actually extend to the ground
Okay.
and then go to the end.
Do I need to extend this down or?
Yep.
Okay.
Extend it down to the ground.
All right.
And then we're actually going to cut a little bit more than you need, so that way you don't have to actually have to go back and buy more plastic. All right. And if you'll do the honors, you will
just-
take your end
Okay.
and I will take my end.
And it goes just
And
all the
we'll
way
just spread this open. As you see, we have enough length to cover up the ends on both sides.
Okay.
Okay, our next step is to use a plastic tubing. It's cut in a length of 3 inches and it's slit down the middle, so that way it can actually go around the PVC pipe and clamp onto the plastic to actually hold that in place so nothing gets torn. Okay. All right, our next step, we're going to take our clamps and place them on our plastic to hold that in place, so
Okay.
that way nothing will blow out.
All right.
Okay?
I think I can handle that too. All right. I think that works.
All right, and our last step is to take the piece of wood to set on the outside
Okay.
edge of the plastic to hold that down so wind does not go up underneath it or anything, insects or bugs. That way, high winds, anything, snow. There are alternatives that we can actually use instead of wood. You can use some rocks or anything that's heavy to actually lay on the plastic in order to actually secure it and make sure it doesn't blow away.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask you this. So what do we do with the excess plastic that we have here?
The excess plastic, you can actually take and bunch up and place something heavy down,
Okay.
another piece of wood or a rock to actually hold it down in place.
All right, Stefan. So interesting question. All right. How long will this extend the growing season?
The growing season, you can actually start early in spring and you can actually extend your growing season until fall and into winter.
Okay.
Most of the times you want to plant something cold variety, but I've actually been able to plant all the way to January.
Okay. So you definitely need the sunlight though. It's critical.
Absolutely. This is actually warmed up by the sun. If you have 2 weeks of no sun, then the temperature inside of this is going to be the same temperature as outside. If the sun's out, it can actually go up to 15 to 40 degrees above the temperature
Wow.
outside and extend your growing season.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that information.